The defund the police movement is destroying the Democrats and guaranteeing Republican victory in November. Don't take my word for it. That's precisely what Democratic pollsters are saying, and they're absolutely panicked. In this video, we're going to take a look at the latest insanity to grip the Democratic Party, the impossible situations put the Joe Biden campaign in, and why it's doing nothing less than walking right into President Trump's hands. We're going to absolutely love it. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve here with you. Wonderful to be with you. As always, this is your daily white pill of encouragement as we celebrate the inevitable collapse of left-wing globalism and the unstoppable rise of a new conservative age. If you haven't already done so, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. You're not going to want to miss a single video where we analyze current events, analyze some super awesome conservative trends so that you can live in the present in light of even better things to come. We help you to think better so you can feel better. Let's begin with our video chat question of the day. Do you think the Democrat push to defund the police will destroy them in November? Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Do you believe that this latest left-wing gimmick to abolish the police is going to destroy them in the November elections? Because we're going to see that even Democrat pollsters are warning that the Democrats continue down this line, they are all but guaranteeing a Trump landslide come November. But first, let's give a huge shout out to the sponsor of this video, and that's Collagen, available with healthwithsteveturley.com. Now, if you don't know, collagen may be really the closest thing we'll ever have to getting a real fountain of youth. Many health experts now agree that consuming collagen is crucial as it gets to renew and revitalize how you look and feel. Taking collagen regularly can revitalize your body, it can make your skin, bones, even your hair look and feel more healthy and youthful. Now, if you're interested in learning more about collagen and getting your own supply, then visit healthwithsteveturley.com or just simply click on the link below and check it out. You'll be really glad that you did. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. Now, just when you thought that the Democrats had found their mojo, just when you thought the stars were aligning for this great awakening of our nation, the radical cultural Marxists that comprise the leadership of the Democratic Party have snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. And as we argued in last week's video, there never was really any jaws of victory. The fact is that the riots have been red-pilling more Americans than ever before. Just look at the surge of sales and guns in the last few weeks, which we'll be getting into in a moment there. But the left-wing mainstream media, the Marxist media, they wanted to convince you that the world was turning against Trump and embracing a new great awakening across the fruited plain. But alas, then the Democrats started talking. They didn't just start talking about defunding and disbanding police departments across the nation. They actually started to enact it. First, it started with the self-righteous virtue signaling calls among radical Marxist activists to defund and deband the police departments. Did you see the commercial with the Minneapolis woke mayor? Was it Jacob Fry or Free? He was forced to leave a left-wing rally because the mob started booing. Did you see this? You have this woke Minneapolis mayor, right? This Justin Trudeau wannabe. He's at this Black Lives Matter rally in Minneapolis, you know, like Mitt Romney in D.C. Mitt Romney walking with Black Lives Matter protesters. I mean, this guy is such a joke. But regardless, so you've got this woke Minneapolis mayor. He's attending this Black Lives Matter rally. He's got on his black face mask with the phrase, "I can't breathe," printing on it. You know, he's totally woke, right? Well, all of a sudden, he's confronted by the organizer of the rally, who gives this mayor a chance to show just how woke he is. And it starts off by saying that, you know, the mayor's like, "I'm struggling with my white privilege, and I'm committed to rooting out the system of racism from the police force and the like." But that's not good enough for this crowd. And so they confront him to see just how woke he really is. Check this out.
Fry, we have a yes or no question for you. Hey! Hey! This up, y'all! This up! Jacob Fry, we have a yes or no question for you. Yes or no, will you commit to defunding Minneapolis Police Department? What did I say? We don't want no more police. Is that clear? We don't want people with guns toting around in our community, shooting us down. You have an answer? It is a yes or a no. It is a yes or a no. Will you defund the Minneapolis Police Department? All right, be quiet, y'all. Be quiet, because it's important that we actually hear this. It's important that we hear this, because if y'all don't know, he's up for re-election next year. If y'all don't know, he's up for re-election next year. And if he says no, guess what the fuck we gonna do next year? What'd you say?
I do not support the full abolition of the police.
All right, get the fuck out of here. Go, get out of here. Go home, Jacob, go home. Go home, Jacob, go home. Go home, Jacob, go home. Go home.
Go home, Jacob, go home. Go home, Jacob, go home. Get the F out of here. This is a left-wing liberal mayor had to take the walk of shame. I mean, when your enemies start destroying themselves like this, I mean, all you need to do is just find the butter for the popcorn. So first it just started with these calls to defund and disband the police among these radical cultural Marxists, but then it quickly moved to the actual implementation of it. Now the Minneapolis City Council has announced that they are going to, in fact, in their words, dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department. You know, I'm just going to say it. Every single police person who works for the Minneapolis Police Department, they should immediately resign in protest of the city council even thinking like that. I mean, just do it. Resign. Every single administrator, dispatcher, anyone involved with the police department, resign as of today. And then let's see what happens to Minneapolis tonight. Let's see all the kumbaya. The ultra-left New York City Mayor Bill DeBlasio, whose own daughter was arrested in the protest, he announced that he's cutting the police department budget. And the cultural Marxist mayor of Los Angeles, Eric Garcetti, has announced $150 million in cuts to the LA Police Department. Now, needless to say, the defund the police movement is and will be a complete and total political disaster. I mean, we're talking a political disaster that simply cannot be exaggerated. A new YouGov poll shows that only 16% of Americans actually approve of what the Democrats are doing here to defund the police. And that included only 33% of blacks in support of the measure. 65% of Americans opposed the measure. 65%, including a majority of black voters, opposes. So you have a supermajority opposed to what the Democrats are doing. I mean, the whole notion of defunding the police literally within hours after all these riots. I mean, don't forget, law and order has been on the forefront of several million voters' minds of late, okay? Gun sales soared 80% in May as a result of race riots and government lockdowns. Small Arms and Analytics and Forecasting, which is a private research firm, they estimate that more than 1.7 million guns were sold in May, which represents an 80% jump from the same time last year, May of 2019. Now, that surge came on the heels of a 70% surge in April. So all told, nearly 3.5 million guns have been purchased over the last 60 days. This has been confirmed by over 3 million checks run through the FBI's National Instant Check System. I think the last thing these millions of Americans want is less law and order. So it's no wonder that pundits are already predicting that the defund the police movement will sink the Democrats and give the Republicans the victory in November. And lest you think that's just wishful thinking on the part of Republicans, it's actually a warning coming from the Democrats. Doug Schoen, a Democratic pollster, has recently written a piece for The Hill where he makes the argument that the Democrats are committing political suicide with this push to defund the police. Just think about what this is doing to Joe Biden. Think about it. I mean, because this is a radically controversial notion, this defund and disband the police. And given that it's radically controversial, even among Democrats, right, you're putting your presidential nominee in an impossible situation, in a lose-lose situation. Do you realize that what happened there to that pathetic mayor in Minneapolis, this left-wing liberal, excuse of a mayor? Do you realize that's precisely what's happening to Joe Biden right now? What happened in Minneapolis at a micro level is happening to Biden on a macro level. Joe Biden is getting painted into a corner. He's being put into a dilemma from which he will not be able to extract himself. He's already being asked if he supports this measure to defend the police, which the cultural Marxist center of the Democratic Party has made it as its new litmus test for maintaining your membership in the woke club, or else you get the F out of here. So Biden is being asked this by the press, and you can be sure this is just going to be, the front and center in Trump's presidential campaign, that's centering on a booming economy on the one hand and the restoration of law and order on the other. And do you know what Biden's response thus far has been to this question of whether he supports the defunding and disbanding of police departments across the country? Take a guess. Silence. Silence. They have no flipping clue of what to say. They know that no matter what they say, they will alienate enough voters to sink their campaign. You see, this is what happens when you let Marxist radicals take over your party. Even the most woke of politicians are no longer woke enough for the party, which is too woke for the country as a whole. Biden knows he needs to get swing states like Ohio, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Florida if he's going to have any chance beating Trump. And there is no way on earth that he's going to get states like that if he's running around saying defund and disband the police. But if he doesn't stand for defunding the police, then urban populations aren't going to come out and vote for him. Biden is already dealing with a horrific voter enthusiasm deficit to Trump, right? Trump has an astonishing 19-point advantage in voter enthusiasm. He crushes Biden 64% to 45%. And when asked who they thought would win the election in November, these same people said it was Trump in a blowout, 57% to 43%. I mean, it's so bad. The voter enthusiasm is so low for Biden that 1 in 3 Democrats actually wants a different candidate. They want someone else nominated to represent the party in this presidential election. 1 in 3. So again, needless to say, after a week of wokeness, after 24/7 reporting on the supposed great awakening going on all across our nation, the Democrats, who can always be trusted to go way too far, the Democrats are demonstrating once again that they are indeed the party of political miscalculation, snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. Now, before you go, you will definitely want to check out my latest video I just uploaded on the latest shock poll that shows President Trump has a 41% approval rating among black voters. Those are likely black voters. It's going to absolutely make your day. So make sure to click on the link, and I will see you over there. God bless.